Deep, deep down in the ocean lived Octavia.
I'm a bright, colourful octopus.
Octavia had 8 long arms and big, curious eyes. Her home was a coral reef. It was full of colourful coral, fish and other sea creatures.
I love to explore the reef.
She would swim through the coral, wave her arms at the fish, and sometimes even give her friends a little tickle.
I love my home.
One sunny morning, Octavia was playing with her friends. They were playing hide and seek.
I am very good at this game.
She could change the colour of her skin to match her surroundings.
1, 2, 3.
Octavia quickly hid behind a piece of coral and turned the same colour as the coral. The fish couldn't find her.
My 8 arms are wiggling with delight.
After the game, Octavia found a giant clam. It was tightly shut.
I wonder what's inside.
She tried to pull the clam open, but it wouldn't budge.
Maybe I can use a small rock.
She found a small rock and used it to prop the clam open. Success! Inside the clam was a pearl. It shimmered in the sunlight.
I am thrilled with my treasure.
Suddenly, a shadow fell over Octavia. It was a dark, looming presence that seemed to grow larger and more menacing with each passing second. The ocean floor, usually a place of calm and serenity, was now shrouded in an eerie darkness. Octavia, a curious and adventurous octopus, had never felt such a sense of dread before. She had heard tales of the dangers lurking in the deep, but nothing could have prepared her for this moment.
Oh no, a big shark is swimming towards me. Its eyes were cold and calculating, and its mouth was filled with rows of sharp teeth. The shark moved with a terrifying grace, cutting through the water effortlessly. Octavia's heart raced as she realized the imminent danger she was in. She had to think fast if she wanted to survive this encounter.
Octavia was scared. Her usually vibrant colors dulled as fear took hold. She had always been a master of camouflage, blending seamlessly with her surroundings, but this time she felt exposed and vulnerable. The vast ocean, which had always been her playground, now felt like a trap. She could feel the shark's predatory gaze fixed on her, and she knew she had to act quickly. She knew she had to act fast. Every second counted, and hesitation could mean the difference between life and death. Octavia's mind raced as she considered her options. She had to find a way to outsmart the shark, to use her agility and intelligence to her advantage. The ocean was vast, but the shark was closing in fast.
I have to do something quickly. Octavia's instincts kicked in, and she propelled herself through the water with a burst of speed. She had to put as much distance between herself and the shark as possible. Her tentacles moved in perfect harmony, each one contributing to her rapid escape. She could feel the water rushing past her, but she knew she couldn't let her guard down.
She quickly squirted a cloud of black ink into the water. The ink spread rapidly, creating a thick, impenetrable barrier between her and the shark. It was a tactic she had used before to evade predators, but this time it felt more urgent, more desperate. The ink cloud billowed out, obscuring her from view and giving her a precious few moments to plan her next move.
Where did she go? The shark's confusion was evident. It thrashed about, trying to locate its prey, but the inky darkness made it impossible to see. The predator's frustration grew as it realized it had lost sight of Octavia. It circled the area, its movements becoming more erratic as it searched for any sign of the elusive octopus.
The ink confused the shark. It was a brilliant strategy, one that had saved Octavia on more than one occasion. The shark's keen senses were rendered useless in the face of the inky cloud. It could no longer rely on its vision to hunt, and its sense of smell was overwhelmed by the thick, black substance. Octavia had bought herself some time, but she knew she couldn't stay hidden forever. It couldn't see where Octavia had gone. The murky water was a perfect cover, but it was also a temporary one. Octavia had to use this opportunity to find a more secure hiding place. She scanned her surroundings, looking for a crevice or a coral reef where she could take refuge. The shark's frustration was palpable, and she knew it wouldn't give up easily.
Now's my chance! Octavia's determination surged. She couldn't let fear paralyze her. With a final glance at the confused shark, she made her move. Her tentacles propelled her forward with incredible speed, and she darted towards a nearby coral reef. The vibrant colors of the reef provided the perfect camouflage, and she quickly nestled herself among the corals, blending in seamlessly.
While the shark was distracted, Octavia swam away as fast as she could. She didn't look back, focusing all her energy on putting as much distance between herself and the predator as possible. The ocean was vast, and she knew she had to find a safe haven. Her heart pounded in her chest, but she didn't let fear slow her down. She had to survive. She was safe for now. The coral reef provided a temporary sanctuary, a place where she could catch her breath and plan her next move. Octavia knew the ocean was full of dangers, but she also knew she was resourceful and resilient. She had faced many challenges before, and she would face many more. For now, she was safe, and that was all that mattered.
Ooh, what's that over there?
Octavia swam towards a dark shape in the distance. As she got closer, she realized it was a sunken ship. The ship was covered in barnacles and seaweed. It looked like a giant underwater playground.
Wow, this is amazing.
Octavia swam through the broken windows. She peeked into the captain's cabin. She even found an old treasure chest.
It's empty, but I wonder what secrets it used to hold. What are those bubbles? They seem to be coming from somewhere deep and mysterious. I must investigate.
As Octavia explored the vast underwater world, she noticed a peculiar stream of bubbles rising from beneath an old, sunken ship. The shipwreck had always been a place of intrigue, but today it seemed even more mysterious. What could be making those bubbles? Octavia wondered. She had seen bubbles before, but these were different. They were larger, more consistent, and seemed to be coming from a specific spot under the ship. Curiosity bubbled up inside her. She had always been a curious octopus, and this new mystery was too tempting to ignore. Her wide eyes sparkled with excitement as she decided to get to the bottom of this. She had to find out. With determination in her heart, Octavia swam closer to the shipwreck. She moved purposefully, her tentacles propelling her gracefully through the water.
I need to see what's causing this. I can't rest until I solve this mystery. What if it's something dangerous? Or maybe something wonderful?
Carefully, Octavia swam under the ship. The shadows cast by the wreck made the water seem darker and more foreboding, but she was not deterred. She had faced many challenges in her underwater adventures, and this would be no different. She peeked around a corner, her 8 arms ready to grab hold of anything that might surprise her. The shipwreck was full of nooks and crannies, perfect hiding spots for all sorts of sea creatures. To her surprise, she found a family of pufferfish. They were not just any pufferfish, but a playful and lively group, each one puffing up and releasing bubbles as they swam around. They were blowing bubbles as they played. The sight was enchanting. The pufferfish seemed to be having the time of their lives, completely unaware of the mystery they had created for Octavia. She watched them for a while, mesmerized by their playful antics. Octavia couldn't help but smile. The mystery of the bubbles had been solved, and it was more delightful than she could have imagined. She realized that sometimes the most intriguing mysteries have the simplest and most joyful explanations. With a content heart, she swam away from the shipwreck, leaving the pufferfish to their fun. She felt a sense of satisfaction and happiness, knowing that she had uncovered the secret of the bubbles. The underwater world was full of wonders, and Octavia knew that there would always be new mysteries to explore. As she glided through the water, she looked forward to her next adventure, whatever it might be.
Oh no, one of the baby pufferfish is stuck. It looks so scared and helpless caught in that net. We need to do something quickly before it gets hurt.
One of the baby pufferfish seemed stuck. It was struggling to free itself, but the more it tried, the more entangled it became. The net was wrapped tightly around its tiny body, making it difficult for the little fish to move. It was caught in a piece of fishing net. These nets, often discarded by fishermen, pose a significant threat to marine life. They drift through the ocean, trapping anything that comes into contact with them. The baby pufferfish was just one of many victims. Octavia knew she had to help. She was a wise and kind octopus, always looking out for her fellow sea creatures. She had seen many animals suffer because of these nets and had made it her mission to help whenever she could. She carefully used her strong arms to untangle the net. Octavia's arms were not only strong, but also incredibly dexterous. She worked meticulously, making sure not to hurt the baby pufferfish as she freed it from the net's grasp. It took a lot of patience and precision, but Octavia was determined.
There you go, little one. You're free now. Swim away and be careful next time. Remember, the ocean is a beautiful place, but it can also be dangerous.
The baby pufferfish was free. It swam around in circles almost as if it couldn't believe it was no longer trapped. The feeling of freedom was exhilarating, and it was all thanks to Octavia's quick thinking and gentle touch. It puffed up its body and waggled its tail, thanking Octavia. This was the pufferfish's way of showing gratitude. It knew that without Octavia's help, it might not have survived. The ocean could be a perilous place, but it was also home to many kind-hearted creatures like Octavia. Octavia felt good about helping. She knew that every small act of kindness made a big difference. As she swam away, she felt a sense of fulfillment. Helping others was not just a duty for her, it was a way of life. It was always nice to make new friends. The ocean was vast and full of wonders, and every day brought new opportunities to connect with others. Octavia knew that by helping one another, they could all make the ocean a safer and happier place to live. After a long day of adventures, Octavia was tired. She swam back to her den. It was a cozy little hole under a rock. Octavia felt safe and happy in her den.
Ah, home sweet home.
She closed her eyes and dreamed of more adventures. Tomorrow was another day, and Octavia couldn't wait to explore more of her amazing underwater world.
Good night, ocean. See you tomorrow.